This sounds like a simple thing. You paid for those skins, right? It's not simple at all. When it comes to digital assets like CSGO skins, the rules can be as unpredictable as a loot drop. But don't worry, I'm here to help you understand your rights and responsibilities. Hi there, it's your friendly neighbourhood Australian solicitor and New York attorney LawBlender, back to mix tech and the law until they're understandable. Today we're kicking off a new series about gambling in games and their legality, starting with a burning question. Do you really own the skins in your gaming accounts? First things first, what are skins? Well, for those who might not know, they're cosmetic items that change the appearance of weapons and characters in games such as the first-person shooter Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or CSGO. Some of these skins can be incredibly rare and valuable. They can be purchased from other players. You can win them by spending real money in a casino-like loot box drop, or you can even use them as real virtual currency for online gambling, a subject we'll delve more into in future videos. This sounds like a simple thing. Paid for those skins, right? It's not simple at all. And this gets even more critical given the rare skins have been valued at over $1 million. Now you might be thinking, I paid for it. I must own it, right? I go to the shop and pay for things, I own them. Well, hang on to your gaming shares because it's not that simple. There are two things we need to consider. Subscriber agreement and the booming underground economy. Now, every online game is going to be different around skins, but we'll just use CSGO for an example. When you create an account, you agree that you're going to abide with the Steam subscriber agreement. This legal document is what you agreed to when you started using Steam, the platform that hosts CSGO. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who actually reads those things? Well, as your friendly neighborhood lawyer, I do. Let me tell you, it's eye-opening. I'm not going to go into every detail here, but the words aren't straightforward. They try and block you from a lot of your rights that you otherwise may have under a contract. According to the agreement, when you purchase an item on Steam, you're not actually buying the item yourself. You have no rights to use it elsewhere. You have very limited rights to use it in the game, except where they tell you you can. You're not buying the item itself. Instead, you're licensing the right to use that item within Steam. In other words, Valve, the community behind Steam. In other words, Valve, the company behind Steam and CSGO, retains ownership of all of the skins and the other in-game items. This grant you a license to use it. Practically, it means Valve has the right to revoke your access to these items at any time. You agreed to all. If Steam were to shut down tomorrow, all of your valuable skins would essentially disappear. It's like you're renting a really expensive digital paint job for your virtual guns. There are other companies that have attempted to use the blockchain and be able to share skins or concepts between games. But let's be honest, if an online platform goes down, you're going to lose it anyway. However, you may lose your account even if the platform doesn't go down. The agreement also states that you can't sell or transfer your account. For that account that you've put hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars into, legally speaking, you can't sell it, you can't give it away. They may be able to deny you access to it, and if they do, you might have little recourse. Now, if you're engaging in any of the common behaviors with skins, including gambling and trading, then they may use that as grounds to deny you access and you'd lose all your skins. The second thing we need to talk about is skin trading and gambling. While Valve allows players to trade skins on the Steam marketplace for Steam credit, a whole underground economy has sprung up around these digital assets. Third-party websites have emerged that allow players to trade skins for real money, or to use them for gambling purposes. This might involve depositing your skins for credits, and then you may be able to trade those credits for other skins or cash on the way out. Though many of these casinos will let underage. Note that many of these so-called casinos, or gambling parlors, or whatever other language they use, are registered in small countries which have opaque legal systems. These may not ask to verify your entry on the way in. However, whenever you try to retrieve anything, whether it's skins, credits, or dollars, then they may crack down. A lot of people accessing these sites are underage, and this causes significant problems and friction when they actually want to retrieve their valuable assets that they've deposited. These murky gambling sites. Some of these sites offer casino-like games where skins is used as currency or for points, and then used on casino games, while others allow betting on esports matches using skins as collateral. Here's where it gets really murky. Valve officially condemned gambling and selling. They violate the Steam terms of service. Critics argue that Valve is fully aware it's slow to take action against these sites, benefiting from the increased interest in skins that gambling generates. I wonder if they'd be worth as much if there isn't a secondary market. So what does this mean for you, the player? Well, there's 3 takeaways. 1. Technically, you don't own your CSGO skins, you're licensing them from Valve. 2. Using third-party sites for skin trading or gambling is risky and potentially violates the Steam subscriber agreement, which could mean that you lose your skins entirely. 3. The legal landscape around digital assets like skins is evolving, especially when it comes to gambling laws. For the most part, you're not going to be dealing with Australian or American law. It's going to be with some other country, and it may be very difficult to take action against these sites. Now, I know all this sounds pretty bad, but there's at least some good news, especially for my fellow Aussies. In 2016, the Federal Court of Australia found that Valve had engaged in misleading or deceptive conduct and made false representation about consumer guarantees. This means is that they were fined because they weren't adhering to the consumer protection laws. It also proves that consumer protection laws apply to digital goods, even when sold by overseas companies. There are additional protections for Aussies under the form of these consumer protection laws that are specifically not excluded from the Valve agreement, something which isn't available in the United States. It may open the door to a class action, again, something which is specifically excluded to Americans, and unfair contract terms, as well as the prevention of them engaging in unfair, misleading, or deceptive conduct practices, particularly when it comes to account ownership, skins, access, or interpretation of the user policy, then you may be able to sue them to recover damages. Unfortunately, a lot of this isn't legally tested. That could be an expensive and time-consuming process if you want to get things back. While you may be protected as a consumer, you've got to think carefully about where your money goes. And skins is the right place to park. So there you have it. The world of skins and digital assets is complex, and this has barely scratched the surface. The legal realities may not match up with how we think about ownership in the physical world. Just because you have exclusive access to something, consider yours, and paid for it with hard-earned dollars, in the world of online gaming, it's not really yours. You just have temporary access to those pretty ones and zero. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to gambling and games and their legal realities. In our next video, we're going to be diving deeper into the world of loot boxes, and whether they constitute gambling under the law. It's going to be a wild ride, so make sure you subscribe and have that notification bell ringing. If you found this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your gaming buddies. If you have any questions about gaming law, digital assets, or anything else, pop them in the comments below or visit LawBlender.com. I read all the comments and do my best to answer as many as I can. This is LawBlender, reminding you that when it comes to digital assets, knowledge is your best weapon. Stay informed, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.